Hello students, in previous lecture we are we were discussing on the topic blood corpuscles, in which we were discuss about the RBCs and WBCs. RBCs and WBCs. Now here we are going to discuss more about platelets. Platelets are, you can say that, thrombocytes. Thrombocytes. Take a quick review about the previous topics. RBCs are erythrocytes, and WBCs, white blood corpuscles, are leukocytes. Students, as you know that the mammalian RBCs are denucleated, it means they do not possess nucleus in a mature RBCs, but in primary stage, it means in the stage of development they have nucleus, but on maturity they get disintegrated. In 1 cubic ml of, or you can say that cubic meter of blood contain about 45 lakh to 55 lakhs of RBCs. Likewise, the lifespan of RBCs was of about 120 days. The presence of hemoglobin in RBCs provides it red color. That's why hemoglobin is also known as respiratory pigment. Next, WBCs are leukocytes. Leukocytes are generally white color or colorless blood corpuscles. In 1 cubic millimeter of blood contain about 6 to 10,000, or you can say that mainly 9,000 WBCs are present, but it may be 10,000, 5 to 10,000 WBCs in a 1 cubic millimeter of blood sample. Likewise, the lifespan of WBCs is from few hours to 1 month, but some kinds of WBCs also can survive about 1 year, and we are also study about the types of WBCs in previous lecture as granulocytes and agranulocytes. 3 types of granulocytes we were studying: eosinophils, basophils and neutrophils, and in agranulocyte we study about lymphocyte and monocyte. Now students, today's topic is platelets or thrombocytes. Platelets or thrombocytes are the very smallest cells of the blood. They do not contain nucleus, and the count range of platelets in the sample of 1 millimeter cube or 1 cubic millimeter of blood is about 1.5 to 4.5 lakhs. Yes students, about 1.5 to 5.5 lakhs of platelets are found in 1 cubic millimeter of the blood sample. Due to presence of thrombin protein, due to presence of thrombin protein. The name thrombocyte was given on the basis of thrombin protein. The thrombin protein helps in the clotting of the blood. Thus, students, this is the peculiar feature of platelets because it helps in the clotting of blood. Now, we are discussing about the function of blood. Function of blood. Blood serves following function: transport of food material. Next, transport of nitrogenous waste by blood stream to the our excretory organs. For example, urea is taken from the liver and reached to the kidneys for filtration. Thus, urea is converted to urine and that passes out during the time of nutrition. Blood also serves a very important role in the transport of gases. It means oxygen as well as carbon dioxide. The hemoglobin present in the RBC helps in binding the oxygen and transport it to each and every part of our cells. After the oxidation process, the carbon dioxide is released, that is also bound by the hemoglobin and to form a carbamino compounds, and that part of carbon dioxide is taken from the cytoplasm or mitochondria of the cells to the lungs with the help of blood. Blood also helps in transportation of hormones that are secreted by the endocrine glands. Endocrine glands are ductless glands that doesn't have any kind of duct. That's why they secrete their substrate into the bloodstream to reach to transport it for the destination organ, cells, tissues. Thus, blood also helps in the transportation of hormones. Thus, students, after the process of transportation, blood contains antibodies that helps in provide antibodies that provides us to maintain the body immunity. Because the antibodies are the kinds of proteins that helps in eradicating the kinds of infectious diseases spread by any microorganism like viruses, bacteria, etc. WBCs are also known as the soldier of our body because they not only helps in the synthesis of antibodies but they also possess the enlarged shape of cells like monocytes. Monocytes are the kind of cells that has ability to engulf the kind of foreign particles like viruses, bacteria and other microorganisms which are comes in contact with our blood. Thus, in whole, you can say that the blood not only transport the food substances, waste material and gases from the whole body, from the absorption region to the whole body, but also helps in provides to maintain the immunity of our body. The blood flow inside our body was firstly reported by William Harvey. Now students, we are going to discuss on the next topic, the lymph, the second vascular fluid of the body. Lymph is just like the plasma of the blood. How? Let us going to know. Lymph. The blood do not directly enters in our cells or tissues. Due to high pressure into the arteries and veins, there is presence of semi-permeable membrane. The extracellular fluid (ECF) from the plasma get diffused out in the form of a fluid. This fluid is known as lymph. Lymph is a slightly yellowish, transparent, viscous fluid that contains enzymes, hormones, food materials, oxygen and carbon dioxide like gases. Students, the arteries and veins cannot supply or transport the blood. There, the transportation of blood is carried by the thinnest vessels, that is called capillaries. The arteries further get branched into the arterioles, and arterioles get branched to form the capillaries. Likewise, the venules get branched into the veins get branched into the venules, and venules further branch into the capillaries. Thus, capillaries is an intermediate type of blood vessels between the artery and veins, and capillaries always carry the kind of fluid that is called lymph. In shorthand, you can say that lymph are the part of the blood plasma. Due to high pressure in arteries and veins, the plasma of the blood get diffused out from the vessels, and thus the food materials, oxygen, enzymes and hormones are reached to our cells. And further, when the pressure in the blood get down, it means at the end of the venules, the waste material and carbon dioxide get exerted out from the cells. That part of the fluid that helps in transportation of such substances into our delicate organs, cells or tissue, that are called lymph. Students, lymph does not contain RBCs. It only contains WBCs, and lymph has also ability to produce antibodies. That's why they are also helps in maintaining the defense system of our cell. Students, if we are talking about the component of the lymph, then the insoluble type of proteins, amount of insoluble type of proteins is more in lymph. Now, in short, we also discuss about the function of lymph. In shorthand, you can say that lymph are the kind of fluid which always flow in capillaries. They carries or transport the food materials, oxygen and other essential components to such part of the cells, tissues and internal delicate organs where the arteries and veins are absent. Thus, lymph helps in maintaining the biochemical vital process inside our cell, tissues and such delicate organs. Not only perform this function, the lymph also filled inside or in between the membranes of delicate organs and act as a lubricant. It keeps our delicate organ soft and moist and also helps from any kind of injuries or shocks. Now students, due to similarities, we are also discuss about the differences between blood and lymph. Differences between blood and lymph. Blood and lymph. RBCs are present. RBCs are absent. More amount of O2 is present. Less amount of O2 is present. More amount of soluble proteins are present. More amount of insoluble proteins are present. Insoluble proteins are present. The amount of nutrients is maximum. Amount of waste matter or nitrogenous waste is maximum. it is transported by arteries and veins, and it is usually transported by the blood capillaries. Thus, students, these are some comparative differences between the blood and the lymph. Thanks for joining today's lecture.